Well, as most of us know, this is not Grounk's first go-round with surgery. In fact, he's had 9 of them beginning back in college. Fans are staying as optimistic as possible, but a doctor we spoke with says this injury has quite a lengthy recovery period. Garoppolo suffered a sprained AC joint during Sunday night's game. Speaking with a doctor today, he says this isn't terrible news for the Patriots, and he could return for Game 4. The letter says the relationship between the city and the team has rebounded. We spoke with one man tonight who's been an advocate of the team staying here in Pawtucket since the very beginning. Well, as you can imagine, it was a bit quieter today than it was just after the win, but the spirit was definitely still there. People were holding signs and car horns beeping as they drove by. Many I spoke with say this is a win they've waited their entire lives for. In the first 6 home games, there have been about half the number of fans there were compared to last year. However, fans we spoke with seem to think there's plenty of time for the attendance to turn around. A team celebration following the Brown Bears' victory over Navy Saturday. The win advancing them onto the NCAA Final Four tournament. It's only their second appearance ever. The last time was in 1994. The lead up to the game is creating some excitement on campus.
Hope Brown wins. Go Bruno.
I think it's great that Brown isn't necessarily known for its sports, but to have the lacrosse team actually make the top 4, I think that's a huge accomplishment.
I think it's great. I mean, they worked really hard. It's been a long time since they've gotten this far.
Students tell us this accomplishment shines a light on the university.
Any sort of kind of major success like that puts Brown on the map in a way, and that's always a great thing.
Merchandise here at the Brown bookstore has been flying off the shelves. We're told after the game this past weekend, they did 4 times the business they do on a normal Saturday. For seniors on the team, the game is not the only important event happening this weekend. If the Bears are defeated, senior players will return for graduation Sunday. But if they win, Coach Lars Tiffany says they'll play in the championship game Monday and have a separate ceremony on campus when they return.
We will go through a mock ceremony without diplomas, and hopefully we get those sent to us in the mail.
Coach Tiffany says fan support was huge last game and hopes to see the same this weekend.
That type of energy makes a difference, and it lifted us through this. So we really appreciate the student support and the community support rallying behind Brown Lacrosse.
Having hosted the NCAA men's basketball tournament last year, Providence wouldn't normally be able to do it again this year. However, with North Carolina pulling out, the selection process has changed, giving the city another opportunity. Thousands flocked to Providence this past March to watch 8 college basketball teams battle it out during March Madness. Tourism officials in the city are excited at the prospect of hosting again.
We'd be thrilled to welcome the men's basketball tournament back to Providence.
North Carolina was slated to host 7 NCAA championship events in 2016 and 17. However, they were stripped of the privilege due to the state's law regarding the LGBT community. Most notably, a refusal to allow transgender people to use the restroom consistent with their gender identity. So it's back to the drawing board to collect city bids. And Providence, who estimates about a $3 million economic impact from hosting last year, is stepping up to show their interest.
Providence actually has been vetted already by the NCAA relative to these issues. As far as I know, we would be compliant with what the NCAA is looking for.
Placing a bid to host the tournament here in Providence again this year was a no-brainer for the general manager of the Dunkin' Donuts Center.
We knew we had a good track record with the NCAAs, and why not? You know, we had to move some dates around here in the building, which our tenants, the Providence Room, have been very gracious to explore. We'd love to get them back. It's great for the city.
General Manager Lawrence Lepore says last year, with sellout crowds and the open container law waived, things went off without a hitch.
If we can duplicate what we did last year, again, it would be a terrific event.
Providence is also bidding on the years 2018, 19, and 20 for this tournament. Now, Providence's bid to host the tournament must be in by September 27th. The decision will be made by mid-October. From the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, I'm Bottary, ABC 6 News. A completed pass from backup quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo to Malcolm Mitchell had Patriots fans erupt at Gillette during Sunday night's game against Miami. But shortly after, fans turned their attention back to Garoppolo, who took a knee on the field after a hard hit.
I was crushed because I knew immediately he's going to be out for several weeks.
I thought it was pretty devastating, for him at least. I felt that this was his time to shine.
Garoppolo was immediately taken to the hospital for examination, with reports of a sprained AC joint.
It's where the clavicle, which is the collarbone, meets the highest point of the shoulder blade. It's a joint that's stabilized by a variety of ligaments.
Dr. Keith Monchick says this is a common football injury and might not take that long to rehab.
If they can get his pain under control, a little bit of the swelling under control into a low-grade sprain, it is not unlikely that within 1 to 2 weeks he's back throwing and playing.
But unfortunately, Garoppolo doesn't have a whole week to rehab. Patriots play again on Thursday. With the rookie Jacoby Brissett starting, we asked former Patriot player Patrick Pass his thoughts on the third-string quarterback.
From what I've seen in the preseason, the guy can really throw the ball. I think a lot of teams knows that it doesn't matter who's that quarterback for a Bill Belichick coach team, that anyone can get up under the center and get the job done.
Overall, this is a short-term dilemma for the Patriots because after these next 2 games, Tom Brady will return. From Gillette Stadium, I'm Bottary, ABC 6 News.